Hello, everybody. Good morning. I would like to welcome all of you to the webinar for interview and pre-entry exam preparatory course for University of Alberta, and also congratulate everybody who got an invite. We're going to speak about the pre-entry exam and the interview. As you know, our instructors, Dr. Mitul, Dr. Sina, and Dr. Khushkaran are all enrolled in Canadian dental schools. So I would like to ask Dr. Mitul from University of Alberta to start his lecture. Thank you very much. Dr. Mitul, please.
Hi, thank you, Delaram, for the introduction, and welcome everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the orientation webinar of interview and pre-entry exam course for University of Alberta. And before I begin, just want you guys to respect some housekeeping rules, like you don't record any audio, video, no screenshots, and please face the camera all the time. And if you have any questions, feel free to message us on chat. We also have a non-dental guest instructor with us, not with us today, but during the course to provide you some additional feedback on interviews and tips on interview preparation and English language preparation. So congratulations, guys. This is big news. To receive an invite is no short of a success, but to convert it to an acceptance is the best way to seal the deal. This is not the time to relax, but to pull up your sleeves and complete the final lap to the finish line. This is the time to bridge your gap of knowledge. I always find it interesting how self-aware we are and how self-aware we could be. But in the end, we are all learning, right? My advice, have a systematic approach, make the most of this opportunity and leave no stone unturned. Use every possible resource available to you. We are here to clear your concepts and provide you guidance to polish your skills. A few words about me. My name is Mitul Manek, and I'll be conducting 2 lectures of 5 hours each to discuss key concepts in dentistry to help you prepare for the virtual bench test. Throughout the course, I'll be sharing my strategies to visualize all the key concepts that came in handy for me, and I'll be on the panel for the mock interview as well, and maybe the English assessment. My career goals include being an oral health clinician, conduct meaningful scientific studies, and also mentoring and tutoring students like us, like the international students. I have done my master's in oral medicine and radiology, and I have also been a clinician and a consultant in the city of Mumbai for almost 8 years. I have over a year of experience as an ACJ instructor with Confidentist Group, and I'll also try my best to pass on my virtues to all in the time we spend with each other. Why University of Alberta? UFA Faculty of Dentistry is over 100 years old and ranks one of the best in North America. It's an amazing feeling to be a part of this institution, and I'm excited to know that some of you will be my future colleagues. So let's talk about the course. So in the academic part of the course, we'll be covering the important aspects of dentistry. I'm also working to make a rubric in order to provide you guys a feedback for the next mock panel interviews that we provide. And for the exam, one needs to have a strong clinical, radiographic, and theoretical knowledge. My aim is to condense the entire dentistry into 10 hours and elaborate on the key points. And it's all going to be an interactive learning experience for you guys. My comprehensive lectures will cover all of the following points, which are the skills expected from you as per the invites that you received a few days ago. So first, we'll discuss about the clinical judgment and analysis. This is a huge subset of topics, and it's a vast subject on its own. I'm going to offer you guys a systematic approach to tackle any kind of questions that you get on clinical judgment and analysis. Treatment planning. This one too has a lot of ramifications. I will discuss the important aspects of treatment planning and train you so that you are confident to attempt any questions on treatment planning. Radiographic interpretation. I'll be clearing some concepts and refreshing basic radiology topics, along with the step-by-step approach to interpret radiographs. All of this is from standard reference textbooks. We will engage in various radiology exercises. It will be an interactive session where all of us will solve the radiographs together. I believe that's the best way to learn radiology. Communication skills. There is a reason I want the sessions to be interactive. It will improve your communication skills, and you yourself will notice the change in your confidence at the end of the course. Apart from this, you would also gain knowledge on this subject during your interview sessions with Dr. Khushkaran and Dr. Sina. Now, ability to receive feedback. This is a tricky assessment, as this one has a fine line between how confident you are. We will guide you where all does this apply, and we'll make sure that you guys are ready for it. Did you guys receive any communication after the invite? Anyone? You guys can answer it on the chat. Well, I'll take that as a no. And once you receive it, we'll interpret the email together. We'll include instructions and the format of your exam. This email will include all the instructions and format for your exam and the interview. And you would then realize the importance of the design of this course. Do you guys know how many seats do you have, or you guys are competing for? You guys can send a message on the chat. So for the DDS Advanced Placement Program, they have gradually increased the number of seats from 8 to 12, and now it's 20 from our batch. From next batch, yeah, it could be 20, but there'll be around 50 to 60 invites to the candidates. So out of 60 people, the 20 best ones would get through. This is not to scare you guys. You just need one seat for yourself, but you need to have an edge over everyone else. And the only way you can do it is with hard work, proper guidance, and preparation. I hope you guys know what's a rubric. I have done a lot of research into this when I was preparing for my interviews. And based on that, we have made a rubric in order to assess your answers in the mock interview and English language assessment. And that would help us give you a standardized feedback, sorry about that, without any bias. There is always a rubric. Even when you give your drive test, there's a rubric that they assess you based on. And if you nail the rubric, you've done it. It's very important to know if you raised any red flags during the process. And that's where the mock interview feedback and the rubric will come into play. So what do we have in the mock interview? So it's going to be a panel interview with 3 interviewers and also a set of MMI questions. The mock interviews will be taken by 3 of us, and the feedback is designed to give you a lifelike experience so that you are calm and composed during the D-Day. Now, I'll pass on the mic to Dr. Sina and Dr. Karan, who will be covering this part of interview prep, course, English assessment, and role-playing. And that's my part. And let's have Dr. Sina on the stage.
Hello, everybody. Dr. Sina here. Congratulations for being here, for being invited to the U of A interview session, which is very important. This is a life-changing event for you guys, and we all experienced it when we had interview with the Canadian dental schools, and we know how your life would be changed after getting acceptance and getting the admission offer from these universities. And one of the best of those universities is University of Alberta. So thank you, Dr. Mitul, for being so comprehensive about the outline of the course and about everything that we're gonna go through during the sessions. So sorry, I think we're gonna have a very long interview training for 4 days. And before going through the outline again, I'm gonna talk about myself a little bit. So I graduated in 2014 in Iran. I had my personal practice for 4 years before coming to Canada in 2018. End of 2018, I got into Canada and started to search about the pathways, about the universities, and I started to study. So I took my AFK in February 2020, and in the first attempt, I got 91. And then in November 2020, I took the ACJ in first attempt again, I got 80 and I cleared it. But I really didn't want to go through the direct licensing approach because of some reasons that I have. So I applied to the universities and I got admission to University of Toronto and Schulich Dentistry at Western University, both in 2021. And now, currently, I'm enrolling into IDAP, University of Toronto. So guys, regarding the outline of the course, if we can go through the next slide, let me see. Yeah. Through the course layout, we're gonna have 4 days of intense course to ace University of Alberta interview. This is, I believe, the most important part of your journey, because interview is something that you show to the people in your school that how good you are in being a good learner. So you need to be as good as possible in this interview because it's so competitive. So in day 1 and day 2, Dr. Mitul is going to have a comprehensive and interactive lecture on radiologic interpretation, treatment planning, judgment and analysis, and important dental topics, which are important for your interview and for your pre-entry exam. So you know that University of Alberta used to have practical exam, but now because of COVID, they changed it to this pre-entry exam, which would be online. And this would be a completely different exam. So you need a good one to teach you how to ace it. And Dr. Mitul, I believe, is the best one because he already in the school, he already in University of Alberta, he cleared this pathway, and also he's instructor in ACJ. So he knows everything about the radiographic interpretation, about the treatment planning, and about how your approach is gonna be in the interview to impress your interviewers. And in the day 3 and day 4, me and Dr. Khushkaran Pannu, he's also my close friend and my colleague in University of Toronto. We're gonna cover the interview part for you guys. First of all, in day 3, we're gonna go through all the interview styles for dental schools, MMI, panel interview, MPI for 5 hours. And we prepare you to answer all the questions, not only memorizing the question. It's important to know how to ace the questions, how to ace the interview without memorizing, because they want to know you. And when you memorize it, when you answer the question like a robot, they don't like it. You can't impress them. So you need to be simple, you need to be yourself, and you need to learn how to answer the questions right in the interview. And we will help you to go through that. And in a day 4, we're gonna have important question discussions, which are more important for this interview for 2.5 hours. After that, we have a break. And after the break, we're gonna have English assessment and communication skills training with Aditi. And maybe Dr. Mitul can also help us through this important stage of the training. And then after all of these, after 4 days of intense interview training, we're gonna have a very comprehensive mock interview. I think this is the first time that mock interview is offered as panel interview. So we all would be there, exactly same as your interview in University of Alberta, 3 people. And after that, after your interview with us and getting feedback, you're gonna go directly to the English assessment part. So you can see that in this course, how we're gonna cover everything for you guys and make sure that all of our candidates can get into a school. And this is our main purpose in this course. We are looking forward to have all of your names in University of Alberta. And of course, you're gonna enjoy the company of Dr. Mitul in that university. Thank you so much. I'm gonna pass it to Dr. Khushkaran Pannu, and see you guys soon in the course.
Thank you, Dr. Sina. Thank you, Dr. Mitul. That was a very nice outlook of the whole program. Could not have put it any better. So like Dr. Sina, I am also had been enrolled in the IDA program, but I enrolled last year. So currently I am enrolled in the DDS3 program at the University of Toronto. And also I am teaching the AFK course at Confidentis for the past 1 year. So just a brief history about me. I finished my graduation in 2009 in India, and followed by my master's in oral maxillofacial surgery in 2015, both of them which were completed in India. After which I did some consulting in the city of Chandigarh in northern part of India, and also was a senior lecturer in one of the colleges. And then I decided to move, like all of you, to Canada and try a better life, hopefully. And it did turn out pretty well for me. And you guys have already taken the first step of it being the journey be completed for you too. So I gave my AFK at the same time as Dr. Sina did in 2020, February, and I managed to get a score of 95. That was again with the help of Confidentis group. And that is where I did my AFK coaching as well, and where I met Dr. Sina and became good friends with him. Following which, as we all know, COVID happened. And to be fair, I did not plan to go to the university. I don't know how many of you actually planned, but for me, it was destiny, maybe. And all the exams were canceled, and I applied to University of McGill and University of Toronto. And because we had nothing better to do at that time, because everything was in lockdown, me and Dr. Sina, we both prepared for a long time. We both used to actually go at it together for preparing for the interviews, read many books, did so many searches on Google, trying to figure out the best tricks and stops for interview. And finally, when we did appear, I was accepted into University of McGill and University of Toronto, and did not want to move to Montreal for personal reasons. So I accepted the invitation from University of Toronto. So those 3 months of research and of going through the various things of what we need for an interview, talking to different people who had gotten into universities, getting to know what is different. Even if you would do a Google search, you're going to find a lot of stuff on how to prepare for an interview. But tailoring that to one specific university, knowing what that person who is sitting on the opposite end of your interview, that's what is different for every interview. Most of the interview skills or most of the tips and tricks that we would find on the internet were pertaining to jobs. How to search for a job, what to answer for when they ask for a salary. These are not questions that we need to know, or these are not the questions that are going to be asked. And most of the life experiences that you've gotten all over the throughout your life, that's what's going to turn out to be more important. But how to present that experience of life in a way that the interviewer will remember you, will remember that this person was different. That's all that this is about. That's what we want to help you with. And that is also the reason why we have a guest instructor. And her name is Aditi Gupta. And she is also my wife. And she also helped me and Dr. Sina during the process of our interview preparation. So she is a human resources and organization development person, and she has done her master's in human resources in Delhi School of Economics from University of Delhi. and Bachelor of Arts in Sociology honors from Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi again. So she also moved with me to Canada, and she has been certified here. That's the same thing as you see, the CHRL, Certified HR Leader, along with the Human Resources Professional Association, that is HRPA Canada. So HRPA is almost something which is similar to the NDEB in Canada, and this is a certification that she received, and she has had 12 plus global years of experience across HR areas, including recruitment and selecting using behavioral and situational interviews. And those are the type of questions that you and us, that you will face. And those are the type of questions that we face during the interview process for both McGill and University of Toronto. That is, and I mean, that for me. So currently she is an HR manager at a fast growing prop tech company, which is a property technology company. And she basically is responsible solely for taking interviews of at least 20 to 30 people every month. And she's the one who's responsible for making sure that the candidates fit a specific profile which the company is looking for. Before this, she was also working as a talent acquisition specialist. That is basically a she was basically recruiting or basically getting people ready who wanted a job at different IT companies, especially the big 5 banks. And she was basically helping them prep for their interviews with the banks. So I definitely feel that she is a person who would be able to help all of you, as she helped me and Dr. Sina, to tailor our answers better, to basically provide you with feedback which interviewers are looking for, because she's been on the other side of the screen for a very long time. So, and she's also very passionate about helping people achieve their careers, and she has been doing that for a very, very long time. So she would also be there, and also she would be helping us during our English course. So that's it for me. I think Dr. Sina or Dr. Mitul, if there's anything else left to add.
Yeah, I would like to open the stage for you guys. That's a very great talk, Dr. Sina and Dr. Khushkaran, and you guys can feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions you have regarding the course. We're here to answer that. Does anyone want to ask anything? If you're shy, you can ask me on chat, but this is good practice for your interview if you want to speak now. Yes, is that Dr. Nora who has unmuted herself?
Hi, Doctor. Thank you for this chance to get the information about the interview.
Yes.
I have a question about the admission to the required documents.
Okay, so can I ask you to switch on your camera, please, while you're talking? That would be great. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the required document for the AFK, is there a time limit for the AFK when you get it, or it's like whenever you get the AFK, just submit it?
Okay, so I have a counter question to you. Like, have you been invited for the university interview, or it's just a general question?
No, I'm preparing, for the IELTS
Okay.
test.
Okay.
So I want to apply in July.
Yes, no worries. So this is like for the University of Alberta, I think the AFK score is valid for 5 years from the day you give it. So if you have given it in 2017, you could apply in 2022 or later than that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. Is there anyone else, like something relevant to the course or?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, doctor.
Hello, doctor.
I just wanted to ask that the exam will be conducted through that campus computing ID that was provided to us, right? Something like that. I'm a little bit confused about that.
Yes, so that's basically like they have an online portal, just like you give your, I don't know if you've given your ACJ online, but if you've given that, there is a portal, like there's a software through the NDEB. Similar to that, the university has a software for you guys to give an exam. And your campus computing ID is basically just the login that you have. So keep that handy when you give
because mine went to the spam, so that I recently recovered it. So I was a little scared that if anything else I'm missing,
no, they will definitely hold a orientation for this as well. So you will be guided on how to log in and stuff.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. Anyone else? Okay, I guess the lecture was pretty much self-explanatory, so not many questions today. So I guess we'll wind up today, and thank you so much for your attention, guys, and for your time. And we look forward to teaching you guys during the course with confidence in the coming months.
Dr. Mitul, we have another question here.
Yes, sure.
It says, does U of A have ADAT exam requirements?
ADAT exam, they haven't announced it yet. Till now, the latest announcement is that they'll be taking the AFK. Probably they'll follow UFT and McGill for the ADAT next year onwards, but we can't really say until they announce it on their website. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yes, they do conduct a bench test, a virtual bench test. They call it a virtual online exam. That's the one which we are preparing you guys for. Thank you. Okay. If there are not any more questions, I think, yeah, it was a good short and sweet talk from everyone. And thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you, Dr. Mitul, and thank you everybody for joining. We wish to see you all in the course. Have a great day.